It is another Friday, and it's the Booze and BJJ podcast. I'm your host, I guess, Thomas, here with my regular friends, Oluwole and Frankie. Gentlemen, how's your week going? Wole?
Stressful. uh, at home, my daughter was sick and my wife was sick, but they're getting better. So then everybody at home, um, having to deal with kids and work and not being able to do BJJ. But I'll live, I guess. Yeah,
So you didn't train at all this week?
yeah,
Yeah, neither have I.
yeah.
Yeah, for
I was like, at least if I had BJJ, I could take the stress off and de-stress, but didn't have that, unfortunately.
yeah, yeah. Frankie, how's your week going?
Uh, I guess we're all going through some stressful stuff lately, man. But I trained every day. Trying to cut this weight down a little bit. And yesterday we went pretty full on.
You,
And then, but
you didn't,
yeah,
you didn't break anybody, did you?
no, nobody got broken. Nobody got broken. I got a little bit of injury. I injured my wrist Tuesday night. So, but I guess that's the casualty of love, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But yeah, tomorrow it's competition, which I'm excited about because my first BJJ tournament. So I've done like Muay Thai fights and back when I was younger, like the Taekwondo tournaments. But yeah, this is something a little different. So we'll see what happens.
So everyone's gonna want to ask, and I want to know: are you nervous?
You know what? So when it comes to competition like that, I basically like during the whole process of me like training and whatnot, I psyched myself out.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I'm there, I just flip that switch where it's like, all right, man, I'm just I need to hurt somebody, you know.
Yeah,
But it's like Muay Thai. When I did my Muay Thai, I was like, man, I'm so nervous. Blah blah. What if I get knocked out? What if all these people are gonna watch me? Blah blah. And then once I'm there, I'm like, all right, this is normal. I'm not so nervous. Here we go. And then all of a sudden, I have to flip that switch. It's like, okay, time to go Hulk mode. So
yeah. Well,
that,
you,
that that's that, that's my worry about tomorrow. Hopefully, I have enough control to not Hulk it out so much, but enough to actually make some make an impact, I guess. You know.
so well, before Wole got here and before we started recording, you said that you may have accidentally entered the adults
Yeah,
competition.
yeah. So
Yeah.
what they're basically saying is, since I didn't know this, nobody really told me anything. They just said, "Hey, go register." I'm in the adult gi 230 white belt. So apparently I'm going to be going up against a bunch of younger guys apparently, but hopefully when I get there I can change it up to the actual bracket that I need to be in.
Yeah, like at at white belt level and masters, the I would say the roughest bracket I had was masters 230. Like
Yeah.
230 plus, that was just like fighting giants. I felt like a little child. But
Yeah.
um when I went down a weight class, that was harder. Like, people I guess were a little bit more athletic, could move a little bit better.
Yeah.
It
Well,
was
me for a big guy, man, I move fast. I'm athletically fast, man. It's like people are like, what the hell?
yeah.
I've always been like that all my life. It's like I'm big, but like not that big. I'm not tall, but I'm like wide. So people think I'm like 6 or whatever. I'm not. I'm more of like
I,
5'10".
I think me and you are kind of similar in in that respect because I think we're both about the same height.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm 5'10".
Oh, you're taller than me. Well,
I'm
Lay
five
is, huh?
to I'm 5'10" to 252 right now, y'all.
Oh God, yeah, I'm 5'8", 200.
Yeah.
Well, Lay,
Uh,
how tall are you?
6 feet, like 220.
Okay. How am I the smallest guy on this between the three of us right now?
Well, everybody when people are like, "Hey, what's your weight?" I'm like, "Oh, I guess." They're like, "Oh, 180, 190." I'm like, I wish. I think the lowest that I've gotten was probably like 190, and that's when I was like really lifting, and like my body fat percentage was like 10%, and it was like leaned out. I was like, but it was unhealthy, man. It was like, whoa.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to, as right now, I'm trying to go down to at least 200 and stay at 200.
Yeah, life was a lot simpler when me and you were about the same size, and Wale was like 175, 180.
Yeah.
Now
The
it's
joints,
like,
the now that I'm getting older, the joints are like the weight is starting to like reflect. Like, oh
Yeah,
boy, man, my knees are still popping and stuff like that.
I
mhm.
think the lowest I've been is 180. Well, lowest I've been in my adult years. I used to
Yeah,
be really skinny. I used to be like probably like 160, 150. Yeah.
yeah.
I can't imagine you at like 150, 160.
See, but my thing is, I fluctuate in weight. Like, so when I was supposed to fight like 3 4 years ago, boom, I lost like 30 pounds in a month. Like nothing. I mean, it was hard. It wasn't like, but it was hard. But like I lost like nothing, and then came back up, and then go back down and come back. So I've always been like this,
Yeah.
but
Mhm.
now I'm gonna be like this since I'm getting older. I need to be a level and whatnot,
Yeah.
and
Once I hit a certain age, it just started creeping up and up and up.
yeah.
And it's just
Before,
like it's so hard to lose, but so easy to gain. At some
yeah,
point, I just kind of plateaued. No matter what I did, I couldn't lose it. I couldn't gain.
Mhm.
But now it's just like keeps creeping up.
So,
That's over 20.
so going back to your like joint issues, like I have plenty of joint issues with my
oh
knees
yeah,
and my hips and stuff. But years ago, I used to do Bikram yoga, like hot yoga,
hmm,
and that actually kind of helped with that. It also helped my asthma.
yeah,
So I was actually thinking about fitting that in once a week in my routine. And
yeah,
then I read on Facebook, somebody else like recently started doing Bikram yoga for BJJ, and she said her recovery time increased and her asthma went away.
yeah.
So yeah.
Well, I mean, I gotten when I was like 2 years ago, I started feeling more pain and whatnot. So I started doing massage therapy, like deep
Mhm.
tissue massage, like those Thai massages. Man, they are so painful, like ungodly painful. But after that, man, I was like, "Whew, I feel like $1,000,000." And then I started doing the chiropractics and whatnot.
Mhm.
I heard one documentary one time, documentary or something like you know people put all this money into training and whatnot, but don't put money into like actually taking care of themselves, like physical therapy, chiropractic, massage therapy, all those. And
I mean, people don't even stretch after class, and I know I'm
correct,
guilty of
Yeah.
that.
correct. You just tend to forget sometimes, but it's always important, man. Like
Mhm.
you know, physical therapy is really good in some aspects, and chiropractics and all of those stuff. And once you start adding all that together, man, you start becoming a different kind of athlete. You know?
Yeah. Who was it? Somebody made fun of me when I would go before class at Pentagon and for like 15 minutes before and just stretch.
Yeah.
And then like on my off days, I would go and stretch in like the side hallway. Like somebody
Yeah.
made fun of me for that. And I was like, well, wait until you get to my age.
It must have been a younger guy, because younger guys, they don't do that kind of stuff. Like, oh, we're good. Oh,
Yeah.
I go to sleep, wake up, boom, roll right out of bed. But they got to remember, like, man, even though that you're younger, you still should take these physical therapies and massages and all this other stuff.
Yeah, real quick, gents, I would like to point out. So my thing is buying random alcohol to buy it at random. I bought this because it's called a beatbox,
I
because
would.
Draco makes some beatbox. But anyways, it's a blue raspberry flavor. It's actually not bad. It's supposed to be like the content of 4 beers.
You and your random alcohol.
I know, and you know what the crappy part is, bud, is that you're drinking out of a cardboard box. It's like
I have no shame.
It's like box wine. It's good, but it's really not all that with a bag of chips.
I know, but it works for me.
Hey, whatever works. Oh, and this today is actually a special day for me, because on this day, not this day, but the date, 21st, I was blessed with a little girl, and that's my daughter. She's turning 14 today.
Oh, she's 14?
She's 14, man. You guys remember when she was like tiny?
Congratulations.
Yes.
I don't know why I'm congratulating, but that's awesome.
Yeah. So, when she watches this, happy birthday, babe. I know when you're getting older and I'm getting old.
I remember when I ran into you guys at Springfield Mall. Hi.
Hi. Well, I appreciate those moments right there, because you're gonna be in my shoes and like, now she's 14 and they're like,
Doesn't want anything to do with you.
Me and her have like almost like a best friend relationship. I believe so, but nah, we're cool, man. She's not like the typical other kids, man. We're like, oh, dad sucks, mom sucks. It's like she's still a teenager, but yet we get along.
Yeah, I would say that pandemic times makes it hard to appreciate it. Because they're constantly with you and it's a constant stress. But yeah, I get it.
Yeah. But is your baby's not a pandemic baby, is it?
He is. My daughter.
He is. Mine too. I don't know, but they are not.
They're built
the
different.
same thing, man. They're not the same kind of kids, bro.
No.
Pandemic babies are like something else, man. I can't even describe it.
Yeah, at least your kids aren't trying to kill you. Like, my sons are trying to kill me all the damn time.
Oh, my son hits me all the time. I'm like, he's a boy.
They're like little assassins. I'm driving them home and all of a sudden a shoe flies by my head.
Okay.
My son is constantly slamming his heel into my balls. I think he's trying to get rid of competition.
I'm starting early.
Yeah, man. I mean, kids are good, but holy crap. You know who would make a lot of money? A guy who invented some boxers or something that had a reinforced crotch piece, so the little kids couldn't just kick you in the nuts repeatedly and get their desired effect, so to speak.
Or we could just wear a cheap cup.
Yeah.
Or that.
They'll catch you.
Or we could not conceive at all and we're good. But then we'd be having a bunch of women mad at us, but whatever.
They're always mad at us.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is, all of us have kids, so when we're old, we have worthy adversaries.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for my oldest son, Theo, to become 16, 13. It'll be like fighting a little me. It's going to be so great.
Speaking of kids, man, have you seen Sugi's kid, man? That kid's the future, man. That dude, he'd probably be better than his dad.
Jimmy or Johnny?
Probably both.
Yeah, Jimmy's actually really good. He's
really good. Really good.
He's like a little spider monkey.
Dude, I was watching him last night. He watches his dad very, very closely.
Yeah.
Very, very close. I wouldn't be surprised when if his dad and him go at it one day and his Masigi has met his match.
Who's older?
Oh, Jimmy is older.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Well,
remember when Johnny came into this world, man. He was a chunky little thing, dude. Yo, chunk. When I mean chunk, I'm like this dude looked like he never missed a meal and more.
yeah.
Not
Yeah,
trying to make fun of your son, Master Sugi, but he was a little thickened.
I remember seeing him in a stroller like the first time I
Yeah.
saw him. I was like, oh, look at him. He's so cute. But he's like a bulldozer though. Like when he goes after someone, he's like the juggernaut. Like he just starts running and just he goes in. Like completely different from Jimmy.
Oh yeah, there's no stopping those kids, man, when they go into competition.
Yep. I am glad just to be the old guy in the corner. Like, go,
Yeah.
young man, do your
Yeah.
thing. Triangle choke, quick. No. But yeah, watching them spar is really kind of eye opening. Just because of how good they are.
But both of them spar? Are you saying watching Jimmy and Johnny spar?
Well, not together, but like separately, like when they're sparring with other people. It's it's like watching a master class in back taking and rear naked choking.
Yeah.
You know, that seems to be how what their focus is. Get their back choke. Get their back choke. Yeah. So, speaking of which, Frankie, what's your strategy for tomorrow?
Oh shoot, man. See, so last night, so I was thinking about that too, man. So last night, I was thinking, technique. But somebody's telling me use that strength. I'm like, yes and no.
I mean, I think strength has been given a bad rap in BJJ because it's assumed that if you use your strength, then that's all you know. You don't know technique, but that's not true. I think there is a time that you can apply your strength, and there are times when you can be more technical, because it's
Like,
also if you're going up against somebody who is strong, you have to use your strength and technique. There's no way that you're going to get around it, I think.
yeah.
Yeah. So I how do I describe this? I once told somebody be as technical as possible, but supplement it with brute force when you
Yeah.
need to.
See
Like just
that's the transition I'm trying to have right there. Like use best of both worlds,
Mhm.
but it's one or the other.
Yeah, like it kind of annoys me when someone just flat out just comes in and just tries to overpower me. But at the same time, I'm actually kind of grateful for it because it makes me work my way out of it.
Yeah.
Like
I think.
go
Yeah. Go
ahead.
ahead. No. Go
No,
ahead.
like some of the people that we train with, you know, they're not overtly trying to overpower people, but they're just so naturally strong
Mm-hmm.
that they're using their baseline strength, which is much higher than everyone else's. So because of that, you have to use technique because in a force on force um, matchup, they're more than likely they're going to win.
Yeah.
Maybe not with you, but with me and the way that I am physically, like forget it. I'm gonna use some sort of weird technique that's gonna get you. Like
Yeah.
I played rubber guard on a couple of these guys and they didn't know what the hell to do.
Yeah.
It's like playing chess.
Yeah. But back to that question, maybe what's my game plan? Since I'm probably gonna be like the shorter guy there at my weight class, I'm gonna try to stick down to the base level, try to bring them down base, and then me and Masugi basically he told me like work from the legs and then work yourself up towards the neck area. So that and then I'm trying to master this one other technique and hopefully I can pull it off tomorrow. It's when you're gonna go for armbar, but you know how everybody does this?
Mm-hmm.
well, okay, if they're not gonna give me the armbar, well, I'm gonna go and walk around and then push you towards the ground and have you lay flat, and then probably go for a Kimura or some kind of choke. Yeah.
So if you can remember this, if you're going for an armbar and they clasp their hands like this,
Yeah.
put your foot on their put one of your inside foot, I recommend,
Yeah.
into the crook of their elbow here, and pull and push off. Like
Yeah.
pull with your arms, push with your foot. They can't hold it.
Yeah, but everybody does that. And I'm trying to be like, okay, if they're giving a game of armbar, I'm not gonna go for that armbar. I'm gonna go for what I really want to go for is probably a Kimura.
Oh,
So it's
yeah.
like, oh shit, he's going for an armbar. Nope, here he comes. I'm coming around, and then I'm laying you flat, and then boom. It's like shit. Well, I thought I was gonna get an armbar.
Yeah, that's a good strategy. That's a good strategy.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's my game plan. Listen to Matsugi, whatever he has to say. Just my fear is I can't hear Sugi because I know that it's gonna get pretty loud in there. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Hey, get ready for him to say, "Why didn't you go for this?" Or why?
Right. So
Yeah.
So I mean, when I fought Muay Thai, I could hear my corner, but not that well. But I had a game plan already set for that tournament or that fight. So hopefully my game plan and Matsugi knows how I spar. Hopefully he can say whatever.
Well, if I'm there, I'll try to amplify what he says. I'll scream it. I have no shame.
Yeah.
He might get
it. When it comes to tournaments, I'm pretty loud. I'm like, you can hear me in a stadium.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I can't make it, but yeah, get an armbar for me. Oh, I don't know if you're whoever's there filming it.
Somebody will film it.
Somebody,
yeah. Usually the guys film it. They all like to film stuff and whatnot. Which and I'm taking my kid with me, so hopefully she can film.
And then next week we can critique it.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll be like, Frankie, this is where you screwed up.
Oh yeah. No, I'm obviously I know I'm gonna screw up a couple of things. I catch myself. I'm like, shoot, I screwed up on that part, and I think that's the whole point of martial arts, man. I gotta learn. I gotta. You guys been in tournaments, so you guys are gonna critique me, and I gotta take notes. I can't get mad about that.
Yeah, one thing I'm gonna tell you though is if you pull off a submission and the other guy taps, hold it, let up, or hold it until you visually see the ref call the match. Because I've seen a few times where somebody has somebody submitted, the opponent is tapping, the ref doesn't say anything, they let up, the guy gets out, and then they get
it happened to Jordan, remember? At Worlds?
Jordan
snapped the dude's arm, and and the ref didn't pull him off.
Yeah.
I'm basically gonna go what Jorge Masvidal said when he knocked out what was that one wrestler? He goes, the guy's like, well, why didn't you think it was over necessary? Keep hitting him. He was like, the ref never pulled me off, so my job is to keep hitting him until the ref pulls me off.
Mm-hmm. So. Exactly. I mean, it sounds horrible, but until the match stops, the match is on.
Yeah. I've seen bad reffing though back in some match. I don't know if you guys. I mean, I probably in Jordan's situation. That's probably one of the bad things too.
So,
and then when you win, you need to stand up and say, "Are you not entertained?"
So
sorry guys, I'm having some technical difficulties with the setup. I'm not home, so
no, don't worry about it. Just try not to argue with the refs, but if you get a crappy ref, just take note of it. Like if it comes down to a ref's decision, the ref makes a bad call, don't worry about it. Just wait for your next match.
Or I should just smack him like, I paid for this.
or find
I
out
think
or find out where he trains and go roll with him. You know, I know
Watch
some.
right in front of everybody. Like, wow, I paid for this.
No,
I think
so
this.
interesting story. My first before my first competition, I was looking at YouTube videos, trying to find solutions to things I was getting stuck in, and I think his name is Kenneth Brown. I was looking at Kenneth Brown videos because a lot of his techniques resonated with me. I was like, oh, that looks like something I could easily do. So time comes, I go, and I, the ref was a tall black dude, just like Kenneth Brown. And it didn't dawn upon me until afterwards that the ref was Kenneth Brown.
Mm,
So the guy whose YouTube videos I was watching ended up reffing my first competition.
that's cool.
Yeah. And I didn't notice it until like I think after I got home. I was thinking, that's the same guy. And then the next time I went to Grappling Industries, I saw him there. I was like, hey, did you ref this place in Mechanicsville? He's like, oh yeah, I remember you. And I was like, how about
Yeah.
that? That's what's up. And then I've come to find out he knows Sugi and everybody else. So,
Yeah, see, a lot of people, man.
yeah, man. Hi,
Hey,
Frankie.
He
Jesus
can,
Christ. I'm sorry, man. I'm trying so hard.
he's falling into your crotch.
You dropped your phone.
I'm trying to
So,
find.
are you gonna get your daughter into BJJ?
It in it. So I mean, I'm pretty good at striking, so I could teach that anytime. But the BJJ stuff, I kind of wanted to go back to, Chantilly, and she likes it, and just gotta work out her school and whatnot. Probably in the summer, she'll probably be there more when she has off. But school's important.
Cool.
Yeah, I think I saw her that Saturday when you brought her. She looked like
Yeah.
she was having fun.
Oh yeah, she loved it. Let me get situated, guys. Let me try to fix this, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right.
Well, hey.
Yeah.
So, is your daughter still training? Is she still taking classes?
Yeah, she is. Yep. She
Have
likes
you
it. So.
have you tried rolling with her yet?
She's a little bit, but just kind of basic stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had her try to like take my back, that kind of thing, because it's easier for her to do that than obviously for me to try and take her back.
Yeah, I showed Theo and Lars how to take my back, and that's all they do now. Like if they get behind me, they jump on my back and try to choke me. I'm like, guys, like stop.
They're like, rear naked. Ah.
Yeah, man. Like there's one.
Screw these kids, man. You take their backs, man. You like this is the lesson that you need to learn.
Yeah.
Don't mess
So
with me.
I actually picked up Lars by his ankle, just like lifted him up. And he was like laughing at me. He was like, haha, I choked daddy. He was like, daddy, you can put me down now. I'm like, are you sure? Because I kind of like holding you here. Truth is, my arm was burning and probably wasn't a good idea, but it's got to be consequences. Consequences and repercussions. So,
Sorry.
yeah, Wole, you said you were going to, was it Capital MMA?
Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. 1 second.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, that's where I'm going. I mean, like, so that's I've been going there and doing classes. It's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. So how do the guys there stack up against the guys that we normally train with? Like, do you see a single difference?
So I haven't, unfortunately I haven't had the chance to like roll a lot against the higher belts just because of my schedule. Only really the lower belts and also like whoever ends up coming in the afternoon.
Mhm.
So I can't really say. I did get a couple of classes with higher belts, and they're pretty good. Like really explosive. Really, it's like a competition class, so really explosive and really technical. So it was fun.
Oh, good, good, good. Yeah, I was thinking about doing like picking a gym and going to their open mat just like every other week. Picking a new gym, and um, I ended up having going to 50/50's open mat a couple weeks ago with Sid. Just to get out of the house. I didn't roll with anybody. I just went and watched, and going to a different gym and simply just watching people roll, you'll it's it's interesting. It's like watching a different dance style that you've never seen before. You know, like the guys at 50/50 do a lot more, it seems like they do a lot more inverted stuff than what we're used to, but they're still really good. I think they're more fishing for like leg locks and
Yeah,
whatnot.
yeah, yeah.
But
That's a good point. Like just to just go there in like a hoodie and stuff and just watch them. Don't let them know that you roll.
dude, I didn't even put on a hoodie. I was in a just a button-down shirt and jeans. I found a nice spot at the side of the mat and sat down. The funny thing is, even though me and Sid went there, we encountered other people that we knew. And they were like,
Yeah.
Thomas? And I'm like, oh, hi.
You're like, duh, you don't know me.
Like, what's your name? Like, I feel bad because at first I didn't remember who this guy was. And it was our guy, our old training partner, David, who used to look like Jesus. It was his roommate. And I didn't recognize him at first. And I was like, who is this dude? And then after talking to him, I realized who it was. He's like, why aren't you in a gi? Like, I'm just hanging out watching people. So, and then I
Yeah.
realized how kind of creepy that was, but
Cars.
look at him.
He loves cars. That's like his favorite word.
Car? Yeah.
Yeah, car.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I never really thought about just watching. Yeah, but it's kind of hard to just watch and not not participate.
Well, I ended up after about an hour, I walked up front and was like, "Hey, do you guys have a gi or do you have spats or shorts that I could buy so I could roll?" And honestly, I have to give the staff their credit, especially Jen Hall. Like they went out of their way to try to find something for me to wear, but they didn't have anything my size. But very nice people. I'm definitely gonna go to one of their open mats again. But next time I'm gonna bring some gear with me because I was trying to be the nice bro, do the nice bro thing, and just take go there with Sid just to hang out. But lesson
That's
learned.
that's where you leave the spare stuff in the back of
Yeah,
your car. Like I
right.
got spare shorts, spare shin guards, mouth guards, just in case if there's ever a time when I'm like, let me hop into here real quick. Let me go get my stuff.
Yeah.
The funny
Always carry a gi in your trunk.
the funny thing is, I usually do have an emergency set of everything in my trunk, but the week prior I took it out, and I'm like, oh, this would have been a perfect time for it. But yeah, 50/50, a lot of talent there, a lot of talent.
Yeah, I don't want to. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I don't know. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I want to hit up 50/50, high noon, go back to beta. Just like you're saying, just try out the different open mats.
Is Testudo allowing people to go to their open mat again?
Yeah, I used to go to Testudo regularly I think it was like on Sundays, and that's a really nice, good place to go.
Well, do you know if they're allowing people to come to their open mat again outside of their
I don't know. I know that they started back up. I've seen videos of them rolling, so I'm assuming so. I don't know, but that used to be like my go-to open mat, just because Urban, he's super cool dude.
Yeah, I loved going there. I actually don't remember why I stopped, but
I'll be right.
what do you
Here's a
say?
question. He
Sure.
said he'll be right back. Here's a question.
Go ahead.
Have you ever wore like, let's say you just got done with class or something like that. Have you ever wore like your gi in public, or because like when I was doing Muay Thai, I would be like, okay, I'm done with class. I never wanted to change into my like civilian clothes, and I just wanted to keep like my shirt and my Muay Thai shorts. And then I started realizing, like, wait, these are like little short shorts, and they're all flared out. And I'm like, wait a minute, it's probably not a good idea. But
I
I still,
when I used to do no
Okay,
gi,
I feel sexy in my Muay Thai shorts. Just let you know that.
honestly, I do have a set of Muay Thai shorts. This just a secret. I've never actually done Muay Thai, but I have Muay Thai shorts.
yeah.
Um, Actually, when I used to do no gi, there was a period where my work schedule only allowed me to do train nights when there was no gi at Pentagon.
Mm-hmm.
I would actually go from work to Pentagon, change into my no gi stuff, and then just leave in my no gi stuff and do like errands and whatnot. So I'd walk around in a rash guard, shorts, and spats underneath with like you know business casual shoes on. It was like the most goofy looking thing, but people like nobody said anything to me. So
Yeah. I remember one time I encountered a car accident. I'm wearing my Muay Thai, I'm wearing my Muay Thai shorts, and I get out of my car to help these people out because it literally just happened like seconds before I got there, and it was a bad accident. And I get out of there, and I realize that I have my Muay Thai shorts on, and it's like super short, and I'm like, my butt looks huge because I have a big dump truck of a butt. But so everybody's looking at me. I'm like, all right, whatever. I didn't put no mind to it. And then the officer's like, he's putting two and two together because he's looking at me and he's looking at I have these like super short shorts. And I'm like, and he's looking at me, and then he just walks towards my car and he sees that uh, the 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 Pentagon MMA sticker I was
mhm.
training. And he goes, and I think he put it to it. He's like, "You're gonna go train?" I was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay." He goes, "Okay." So he let me go, and he was like, "Thank you for everything, and have a good training session." I'm like, "Thanks." And I was like, I looked down, like my shorts. I'm like, "Oh God."
You know, on that note, there's years ago, there's a guy I was in the Nogi class, and it was back when Sugi used to teach the Nogi classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Mhm.
And some dude came in after the Muay Thai class was over, and it looked like he was a new guy, never seen him before. 2 weeks afterwards, never saw him again. He starts doing no gi, and I had to stop him. Like, dude, see your nuts. He's like, what? And I was like, you're not wearing anything underneath your damn Muay Thai shorts. I can see your
Yeah.
nuts.
Yes, that's happened so many times.
Yeah. So
So it's so disturbing, man. It's like I'm like, guys, you still need to wear some kind of undergarments under these tie shorts.
mhm.
So, um, FYI, people out there who's doing Muay Thai, um, put underwear on when you're doing your Muay Thai shorts because when you do a high kick, you see all God's creation.
So for a brief period on the other end of the spectrum, there was a judoka who used from Japan who
Mhm.
trained with us for a period. He didn't wear anything underneath his gi pants.
I've seen that too.
And
I've seen that too.
like I went for a pants grip, like the back of the pants, get the pants grip, especially if you're trying to take someone's back.
I hate
And,
those.
and my fingers went in. And I was like, wait a minute. He doesn't have anything on underneath here. And dude looked at me, I looked at him, and I just let go. I was like, I'm
Yeah.
good. I don't want anything to do with that.
Yeah. I be doing. I hate when they do that, man. And then they grab everything, and then they're coming down. I'm like, oh, come on, dude! Like, dude, letting my butt out there, bro.
Apparently the IBJJF doesn't allow you to do that anymore. Like
Yeah,
you can't
you can grab the belt though, right?
yeah. Like, yo, I can't tell you how many times Yo has grabbed the back of my gi pants and pulled them
Yes.
down.
Yes. Yo's dirty. Yo is dirty. Yo, if you're looking at this, I've seen you roll. You dirty, bro. You dirty.
He's definitely the dark side of the force. Like,
Yes. And he enjoys it too. That's the shitty part.
he thinks it's hilarious. It's like the dirtier the better.
Yeah. He's like, oh, your elbows hurt? Come here. Look at that.
It's like telling him what to attack. You
Yeah.
know, if your elbows hurt, tell him your knees hurt because he'll attack your knee instead. But no, Yo's awesome. Yo's awesome.
No, he's a great guy. Great guy.
But
Great guy.
dirty.
But dirty.
If I ever make a t-shirt line, you know, like merch or whatever, I'm gonna have one t-shirt dedicated to Yo.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
caption will probably like the dirtier the better.
Yeah.
Something
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
And then have Yo's picture on
He
it.
has to have his face smiling, you know.
Yo, if you're looking at this, you have some ideas.
People are gonna be like, "Who the hell is this guy?"
It's the Yo.
You know what's funny?
You heard of Yoda? No, this is Yo.
You know what's funny about saying the Yo?
Yeah.
My granddad used to call me Yo-Yo. So when he would refer to me, he would call me the Yo. So yeah, you inadvertently said something my granddad said. Yeah. But yeah, so what do y'all think about dirty techniques? Like just playing dirty. Like Yo does. Like, is that all right with y'all? Like, would you do it? Would you adopt a dirty style?
Man, this is gonna stir up some stuff, man. Probably people are gonna be looking at this and like, oh, remember all that shit talking you were doing on that podcast? Well, here you go, you son of a bitch.
Hey, you know what? You know what? This is the way I see it. If people can't handle a little bit of shit talking and realizing that we're friends anyways,
That's true.
is it our problem?
Yeah, you're too sensitive. You shouldn't be hanging around.
Yeah. But anyways,
Anyway.
I mean, I think when it's done in all fun, like Yo does it in fun,
Yeah.
and like if he does it to me, I do something dirty back to him, and he's like, "Oh, okay, I'll stop." You know.
Yo, okay, hold on. Going back to Yo, I've seen Yo and belt promotions, man. Belt promotions. This man is trying to take the soul out of you when he's whipping you with that belt, man.
all right, so I have to admit something.
Oh my god.
One of the last belt promotions that we did, I took off my belt, and then I went back and got my white belt out of my bag. It's like double whipping people.
Oh, that's dirty. See, that's dirty.
I figured that as a dad, I can do it. Because during those belt promotions, you could tell who's a dad or not by how they whoop people.
Yo, if I ever get a belt promotion, I am running
When
through there. I'll make sure none of y'all touch me. Shoot back.
you mean when you do?
When I do.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Yeah, everybody's progress is solely up to them, and it's going to be different for everyone.
yeah.
Yeah.
But back
I
to
think that's
Go
also something that's kind of that I think going into it, a lot of people don't realize, and it's kind of hard to, if you get in that mental space of why am I not progressing with other people that started with me or started after me. It's a downward spiral that can end your,
yes and no. In my behalf, I started up going back when I started with Sugi. I started the same time as most of these guys, and most of these guys are already blue belts. I'm still a white belt, and that's because I'm, work and life and whatnot that, I haven't progressed to that. But it hasn't deteriorated me or it just makes me more, want to strive to that, man.
Yeah, I think it depends on your personality too, and
Yeah.
I think it also depends on where you are in life.
Yeah.
If you're taking BJJ as this is my thing, and it basically BJJ is your life, then I think you're gonna have a harder time, as opposed to if it's you have BJJ and then other things in life.
Yeah.
It's not as serious.
So
Yeah.
I've seen so many people not so many. I've seen, let's say, a number of people who got bent out of shape over obtaining a blue belt, for example, to the point where they were overanalyzing everything. But once they got the blue belt, it seemed like they didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And I think that's why a lot of people drop off at blue belt. When you first begin, it seems like a lot of people artificially or unintentionally or for whatever reason make blue belt a goal. But
Yeah.
what do you do when you obtain a
Yeah.
goal like that? Like, what is there afterwards?
Yeah. I think there's a lot of energy that's put into getting a blue belt. And you come in, you have something to prove, you put all this blood, sweat, and tears into getting your blue belt. And then like you said, if you don't see past the blue belt, then you're going to drop off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
And
go
I
ahead, Frankie.
I think that's I agree with Wale on that one. People tend to fall off. Like, you gotta keep striving for better, 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 better,
Yeah.
better. I fought in Muay
Yeah.
Thai, and that's the pinnacle of that. But what's after that? Okay, well, I still gotta keep going.
Mhm.
I still gotta keep this. I ain't gonna stop.
Yeah.
But there's some people out there that don't really even care about the belt. They just care about doing
Yeah.
it. They don't really care about stripes. Don't care about the color of the belt. They just want to keep doing it because they find it, peaceful and therapeutic, I guess.
Admittingly, I think I was at some point during white belt, I got a little weirded out that some of the other guys that started after me started surpassing me. But then I realized, these guys are younger, more athletic, and have more time to put in.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And after I realized that, it wasn't an issue. So,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just maturity or the fact that, I've been doing some sort of martial art for for a long time. But after that, it wasn't a thing. It's like,
Yeah.
oh,
Do,
that
do you?
guy. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry. Have you ever had a moment where, like, somebody's getting a promotion or somebody's getting a stripe, and you guys, does that guy really deserve a stripe? Does that guy really deserve a belt? Like, have you guys ever felt like that? Oh my
I
god!
would
Oh my
say
god!
I
I opened
I mean
something. Hold on.
I have felt like that.
Yeah.
But then again, I always come back to I haven't seen everything that person has put in. I only see them like however many times that I'm there. The
Mhm.
professor sees them a lot more. The professor sees their progression.
Yeah.
The professor knows a lot more. So it's like, you know, it's really not up to me to say, or it's really not up to me to judge. I mean, I would say when I started out, I felt that way sometimes, but now, again, it's not up to me to judge who gets promoted or not. And I think going back to what you said, Thomas, I think it's a maturity level thing. When you have other things in life, you realize that certain things have to take a back seat, but you still have the passion for it that you're going to continue until you attain whatever goal you want to attain.
Yeah, I honestly, there's to answer Frankie's question, there's one person that I know who is not a Big Brothers affiliate. It's somebody I know from work, at my old job, who did get a he did get a belt promotion. But the one time that I went and rolled with him, I was kind of like I was a little bit weirded out and confused because
Yeah,
he didn't seem
you're
like,
underwhelmed.
yeah, it was like, you're bigger than me, you're taller than me, you're younger than me, you're ranked higher than I am. How am I having such an easy time with you? So I went to his gym and I was rolling with him. That's the backstory. And I'll keep it anonymous because I don't want to start any crap. But after I rolled with him for about 10, 15 minutes, I rolled with one of his training partners and had the same experience. So that kind of circles back into what Wale said. You know, it's not really up to us as practitioners, it's up to their coach. Now, their gym as a whole, their skill level might be higher, lower, etc.
Yeah.
But their journey is different from our journey.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Sugi himself is like, you guys really have to work. He's not giving out belts like that or stripes like that. You really need to put the time and effort into getting those stripes and belts from him, man. He ain't giving them out like it's candy, dude.
no. And to attest to that, when I was heavier, when I was more out of shape, a lot of the other guys, like I said before, were getting promoted over me. They get stripes before me. People who started after me got their blue belt before I did. But then when I sat back and thought about it, I was like, well, they train more than I do. They're younger, they're more athletic. They don't have the challenges that I did at the time physically. They didn't have to deal with severe asthma. They didn't have to deal with, being 40, 50 pounds heavier than they should have been, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Bad knees, etc. So, fine. After I realized that, it was like, congratulations. Yeah, when do you want to train again?
Yeah.
All doubt,
Uh,
all negative thought just went out the window.
I
Yeah.
mean, for me, kind of the way I see it is, I'm going to eventually get a black belt. Like that's just a given. Yeah, and if keeping that in mind, that's kind of what keeps me going and what motivates me
Mhm.
is like because there are folks who get their black belt in like 6 years or 5 years or something like that, but that's because they're on the mat every single day and they're training every single day. That I don't have time to do that, but I know that eventually at some point I will get a black belt. Now I may be like 90 something years old, but I'll still die with my black belt on.
There was a video on YouTube. The guy, he basically broke it down to a math and science on how long a black belt it should be obtained. He goes, if you do like 3 times a week, blah, 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 he goes, it should take you about 8 to 10 years. I'm like, that sounds about right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm not even worried about it.
I'm not either. I mean, I'm happy when I see a promotion or a stripe go out to one of my teammates, man. It's like, okay, it's not just him getting it. It's like we all got you there. Like we're all going through this together. Like, yo, I'm proud of you. Let's keep working. Oh, you got a belt, man. Man,
Yeah.
I'm
And if you forget that, I'll choke you out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
remember who got you to this blue belt? You son of a gun. Remember that arm bar you gave me 2 weeks ago? That's what put it there.
Just to give you guys the honest truth about where I'm at, right? I'm a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. I'm fine with that. If, at this point forward, whether I get a brown belt, a stripe, even to the point where I get my black belt, and me getting a black belt is going to be a big deal for me. But when it comes, it comes. Like I'm completely happy where I'm at.
Yeah.
I'm 40 some odd years old. I'm a dad. I'm just happy to be able to keep up with these 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Heck, I'm happy to be keeping up with these damn 13-year-olds that are, fighting like full-grown men.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. I'm having a
Yeah.
good I'm in good shape. I'm having a good time. The
Yeah.
camaraderie is excellent. What more could I ask for?
Yeah.
Stressing over what belt rank I am for me at this moment is silly.
Yeah.
Would I like to be a brown belt? Hell yes. Would I like to get a stripe on my purple belt? Hell yes. Would I like to be a black belt? You're damn right I would like to be a black belt. Would I like to get a black belt from Sugi? Yes. I would really effing like to get a black belt from Sugi.
I think anybody getting from Sugi is a big honor, man.
It is.
Even a stripe from Sugi is an honor, man. It's like, dude.
Any recognition you get from an Olympic level athlete like Sugi, especially not just Olympic level athlete, but somebody who's a good instructor and a good human being like Sugi.
Yeah. Anything.
That is something,
Dude, I've been with Sugi for about, I don't know, training with Sugi for about 3 or 4 years going on now. I'm still a white belt.
And you know what? That's fine.
That's
There's
fine. Yeah,
absolutely nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always learning, man. I don't. As long as I'm around his presence and he's teaching me and I'm learning and you know, when we're in that gym and we're all having a good old time, that's all that matters, man. For me,
Yeah.
that's all
Yeah.
that matters.
Yeah. And I think it's also like, I know like a lot of folk guys my age, they're not doing anything. They're not doing anything like
Yeah,
this. They're not doing anything like BJJ or any sort of martial art or
yeah.
anything like that. So I'm just happy to be able to do it.
Well,
Also happy my wife lets me do it too. So
right.
See,
Well,
I was talking to Jordan about this, that his wife is
yeah,
okay with it. And man, you
yeah,
guys, those are the keepers, man. The girls that
yeah.
actually support you and let you be when doing those things, like
Hmm.
those are the keepers right there.
so the interesting thing is, actually, I forgot what my point was. But anyways, yes, if you find a significant other that allows you to train, keep her.
Yeah.
At
Like like
minimum.
like like Jordan was saying, jiu-jitsu is here before you and jiu-jitsu is gonna be here after you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Man, I remember what my point was. So, you know, being in your 30s, right? Early 30s, there's guys who are in good shape. As you start to get to your mid 30s, that drops off. As you start to get to your late 30s, it drops off more. When you hit your 40s, it drops off even further. So, being able to do a sport like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in your 40s and up, like I can't express how amazing that is.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
at my job right now, there's the more people that I've ever worked with who are 35 and up than I've ever worked with before. Not no problems with that. But the interesting thing is, out of all of those people in my current department, I'm the only one who does any type of exercise. And when they found out that when I told them I did Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, a bunch of them looked it up and they were like, "We can't believe that you do this at your age."
Mhm.
yeah,
Like, what the hell are you
Yeah.
talking about? Like, what it
yeah,
I
what
mean, yeah. What I look at also is like, these inspirational videos of people who are getting their black belts at like 70 years old, or like people who started really late. I think, for example, I think Anthony Bourdain started at 54 or
Mhm.
56, and it's really never too late to start.
Yeah.
yeah,
I wish I started earlier, but it's really never too late to start.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
like
yeah.
go ahead, Frankie.
I think, man, like honestly, like we're a special breed, man. I see it as that. Like when I tell people, "Hey, come and train with me. Come and train with me." It feels like I'm trying to invite them to church. Like, "Hey, come and let me speak to you
let
about
me
the Lord."
let me choke you.
It's like that. And people are like, "No, no, I don't want to get like."
Mm.
They think that you're gonna get like
Yeah.
beat up,
I,
black eye.
have I told you about our savior Hilo Gracie?
Or our Lord and Savior Hanato Laraja.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, what I do. Oh my God. Okay. But yeah, I think we're just a special breed, man. That's it. I mean, I wish my kids when they're my age, they pursue something like this, and
Yeah.
hopefully they do, and that'd be great. Not even if they don't even compete, as long as they train, man, that'd be great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but you have to train with good training partners.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
There's no point in training with a group of people that you can just steamroll every week. You need
yeah.
folks that'll push you. You need folks that'll make you think. Play mental chess, as cliche as it is. You
And I
know,
think that's why we need the older people, man, in our gym
Yeah.
because
That's sorry, go
the
ahead.
the slow and the steady and the
Yeah.
why. Yo, we've been there, and blah blah blah. Like I used to be the young guy in the gym. Now I'm the old guy telling these young guys, like, "Yo, take it easy, man. Relax. You got a lot of time.
you know what we should
Stay
do
off."
one. You know what we should do one day. We should just get like lawn chairs and get like some lemonade and just sit down and just heckle everybody else at open mat. Be like, look at that youngin. When we were your age, we had to walk 18 miles in the snow to get to the gym.
Yeah.
But
No, that's why I'm surprised. That's why I'm happy I see Massachusetts kid, man. I look at him I'm like, man, this kid's the future right here, boy. And then I'm happy that he's going down that route, honestly speaking. You know, a lot of kids nowadays need some martial arts in their life, man.
Yeah.
actually, let me tell you all this. Some of the neighborhood kids were bullying Theo and Lars,
Mm.
and they came in crying and they told me what happened. And actually, on that note, they told me what happened for the next couple of days.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Daddy, so and so punched me and he called me this and flipped the bird at me and blah blah blah. I was like, yeah, you've told me this before, but anyways, I asked him, I was like, why didn't you guys just defend yourselves? You know, you guys know how to do double leg takedowns. You know how to go into mount. You know how to slap people. Like, I've seen you guys do this to each other before, where you take your brother to the ground, sit on their chest like you're in mount, and just slap him. Like, why didn't you guys do that? And that's when I realized they actually do listen to me, because both of them said, because you told us not to.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, so you're
Yeah.
saying that if I had not said that, you guys would have defended yourselves? And you're like, yes. I was like, wow, you actually do listen to me.
Yeah. But it's not.
So
That's like last resort, though, man. There's
Yeah.
martial arts should be shown like in like the old days, man. Like, yo,
Mm.
try not to fight, try not to use it, blah 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 blah. Blah. The only time you need to use it is when you really have to use it. But if you get away from that situation, like last week's podcast, you know, when someone has a gun pointed to your head, just give them the cash, man. You know.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a last resort, especially as a person of color. I would
Well,
add
So
that.
well, this was
Because the repercussions are, yeah.
a person on color versus to person on color bullying. So it would have been okay,
So the cops would have been doing like, oh, carry on.
basically. Well, yeah, it gets deeper, but I'm not going to go into it.
Yeah, yeah.
But
so
Mm.
that's a different topic.
yeah, but yeah, you know, to get to their credit, they exhibited some self-control. Like
Yeah,
they were getting bullied and they would not do anything because I told them not to.
Yeah.
yeah,
So I give them
yeah,
credit there.
yeah. And I think the word self-defense is should be the highlighted part. It's like,
Yeah.
try and avoid it as much as possible, deflect, de-escalate, and all that. But if someone punches you or if somebody like hurts you, you're allowed to use whatever you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say I would never throw the first punch ever. But if a punch lands on me, that'll be the last punch you ever throw on me because I'm gonna come after you.
Yeah, so I got suspended in high school because I got into a fight.
Are we about to tell high school stories? Okay.
I will tell this high school story, but I used to have long hair. Like my hair used to be like right down to here.
No way, really, Tom?
Yeah, like I used to wear it out, a little ponytail, whatever. But I was the one time I ate lunch in the cafeteria, some dude walks by, grabs me by my ponytail, pulls me off of the seat I was on, and starts laughing at me. So I stand up. I'm like, I wasn't angry. I was just like, what happened? I thought maybe somebody accidentally did it, honestly. So he hits me in the face. So I'm like, cool. I fire him and carry him, kind of groom him, throw him on the floor.
The Thomas classic.
The Thomas Classic. And long story short, I'm talking to the principal. She goes, so why did you hit him? I said, I didn't hit him. I was telling the truth. I didn't punch the guy at all. So she was like, well, how did he end up on the floor? I was like, well, I picked him up and then I dropped him. So then she thought I was lying. So then she called my granddad. My granddad comes in, tells him what happened. He goes, oh, yeah, Junior does judo, and one of his favorite things is to pick up guys onto his shoulders and throw them to the side. What's the problem? Oh, well, I thought he was lying about that. No, that's what he does. So how do we get to this point? And principal says, well, somebody pulled him by his hair and pulled him off of a stool. He goes, "Oh, well then, yeah,
Yeah.
Junior, put him on the floor. What's the issue?"
Yeah.
I'm about to cut my hair.
Yeah, well, I wish I could still grow freaking hair out, but yeah. Long story short, if my sons had defended themselves when they were getting bullied, it would have been a thing. Hey, make sure you don't escalate it too far, and we're good. All right, thank
Yeah.
you. That's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, the key thing about self-defense is defense. You know,
Mm.
I've seen videos where people are like, "Oh, this is a self-defense situation," and they turn around and hit somebody before a situation even arises. You can't do that. You know, there's people in DC who have gotten into altercations who threw the first punch and they say, well, this was self-defense. But then the question always arises, what did the other guy do? Well, he got in my face and yelled at me. Like, well, that's not self-defense then. You attacked him.
Yeah.
Mm.
So it's really important to go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, a while back, Saida posted a video of this cop in DC. It was at the like mall on 14th Street, and I
Mhm.
guess someone was shoplifting or whatever, and this cop, excellent takedown. I think he did like a, let's say, like an inside read. Like when you in judo where you
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
hook the inside leg and you drop down to the ground. A perfect takedown, and then like he just sat on the guy. And I was just like, this is this is good technique. He didn't have to use his gun or anything like that. He got the person on the ground, de-escalated the situation. And I was like, that's yeah.
Yeah, the thing about a lot of the guys in DC, especially the ones who commit a lot of the shenaniganry, is that even though they claim to know how to fight, they actually don't know how to fight. So if you get them on the ground and sit on them, they don't know what to do. They burn all their energy just yelling and screaming. But that's why a lot of the guys that we train with are police officers or law enforcement in some context.
Or military.
Or military. Yeah, like I actually found out that one of our training partners at Pentagon we were training with for years was law enforcement, and I had no clue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did he leave?
I'm not
Was
gonna
it
out him, huh?
oh,
It's
right.
it's a female.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And you know her.
huh?
Everybody knows her.
Am I the
Wait,
only person who didn't know that she was law enforcement?
still trains there or doesn't?
Still
No.
trains there.
Oh, she still trains there.
Oh, yeah,
This is
Not
probably this is probably after my time, but there was a girl when I was there.
yeah,
She went back to school, but she was a cop in DC.
yeah.
yeah. You're
You
talking
you
about
wouldn't expect it.
yeah. You're talking about Katie.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, not Katie.
that that's a scary girl.
Yeah. So Katie was one of the first people that I rolled with where I had to be controlled because she was so much just physically smaller than me. But the
Yeah,
drawback was because I wasn't applying any pressure, she was always trying to armbar me from all sorts of different positions. Like no matter what position that she ended up in, she had an armbar on me.
that girl was always lean, man. Always lean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, when I found out she was like a cop, and there was also someone else. It's like the smallest folks are cops. I was like,
Yo,
Yeah.
but can you imagine? And she's like, "Get on the ground, armbar. Get on the ground." And
yeah,
she had good Muay Thai too, man. Really good Muay Thai.
Yeah, I would not want to be kicked by her. I saw her working a bag with
heavy
kicks.
guy.
Yeah, working a heavy bag with kicks, and no, my thighs hurt just from watching that. It's like, no, thank you. I will stay over here. But yeah, like Andrew Flowers, like law
Yeah.
enforcement. Yeah, our jokes were probably inappropriate, but
Yeah.
good guy, good training partner. Like if I got arrested by him, fine. I know I'm not going to get hurt.
Yeah.
Is
Where
he?
is he these days?
Huh?
It's like, where is he these days? I haven't seen him in a long time.
He moved to Manassas.
Oh,
I think he's training at Vanguard right now.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of guys that were military too. Like there's a bunch of Marines that like we fought with
Hmm.
in Muay Thai and stuff like that.
Yeah, even in BJJ, Ed Marine, Coach Chris Marine,
Yeah,
Mm,
Dan Marine, Corey Marine,
Corey. Uh,
Bear Andrew Marine, like Jordan Marine.
Marine.
mhm.
Some of
Yeah.
these Marines.
Yeah, like I sat down and thought about it one day and I was like, damn, most of my good friends are either
I
BJJ
think the
guys or
yeah,
Marines or both.
I think the
Yeah.
Marines really looking hard into judo and jujitsu.
They might. I know Army combatives, like there's a bit of an overlap.
I
If
think
Kel,
Army's
You know,
more. I think Army's more boxing though.
it might
they
be.
need they need to take that dust training.
No, Lord, no. I found a video where Commander Brown or whatever was trying one of his tricks on a live firearm, and the muzzle blast hurt his hand, and he was trying to play it off.
Wait, so like actual live rounds in it?
Yeah, it was a Glock 17 or Glock 19, and he was showing what happens if you grab the muzzle like he does with the
Mm,
airsoft guns, and
mhm.
his this his pinky and the edge of his hand overlapped the end of the muzzle of the barrel, and the guy fired, and you see his pinky go up like
Oh
something
yeah,
happened, and he was like, "Oh, there's no pain." I'm like, "No, dude. When,
there's
when
pain.
there's like I said before, if there when there is muzzle blast involved, most of your stuff goes out the window. Had that have been a larger caliber firearm, it would have it would have torn into his flesh.
But these guys are Marines. They don't show weakness.
Oh, I don't know if Commander Brown's a Marine. Oh, he was Army. I think he said that.
I don't know.
Mm.
But not the point. The point is,
They
you
take one
know,
to the. But yeah.
but yeah, the point is like on an airsoft gun, his stuff works. You give him a live firearm, do the same thing, ain't happening.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah, I'm waiting for the first lawsuit.
I think they're. I
I'm
think
pretty sure there's a couple, dude.
I read that his the security end of his business is no longer active, and I'm wondering if that may be why. Because this was the stuff
Yeah.
he was teaching his security agents.
Mhm.
So, but who knows?
It also probably is because people can't can't afford or don't want personal security.
Well, Detroit's a unique situation because their police force responses in a lot of the parts of the city is over an hour.
Yeah.
So a lot of parts of the city and private individuals have started hiring private security forces to fill in that gap. So if something happens, these guys are there to mitigate things until the police show up.
Yeah. I mean, like in the long run, how much does it cost, the individual to do that? You know what I'm saying?
Pro-
It's like it
Probably,
adds up.
yeah, probably a lot,
Yeah,
but
it ends up adding up, I would imagine.
yeah, but the issue is, if something happens, waiting an hour for the police to show up is useless.
Hmm.
At that point, they're just there to take evidence or a statement about what happened. But if you
Or
have
take you in a body bag.
right, but apparently, from what I understand, this Commander Brown guy was like for his agents who didn't have a concealed carry permit, he was giving them like paintball guns. And then at one point, his agents that did have concealed carry permits and were carrying live firearms, he told them not to carry them, and then he gave them the paintball guns as well, which is useless. If there's a robbery in progress, and the perpetrator turns his attention to you, and he starts firing at you because he thinks you're armed, but you have a paintball gun, you're dead man walking because the police are an hour away.
That's when you paintball their face.
I was gonna say something like that.
Yeah.
Paintball to the temple.
Well, on that note, there was a guy in, I think, New Hampshire or Maine who uh, annually there's these big paintball reenactments of historic battles, and I think they were doing D-Day, so it's like thousands of people going to this one paintball event. But they started noticing that people were going to the medical tent with a lot of injuries, like really bad ones, and their gear was like their protective gear was broken.
Mm.
The full masks that they were wearing were cracked, like severely cracked. Their goggles were cracked. People started showing up with paintball markers that were effectively destroyed, and people started noticing that there were marbles like being found embedded in some of the gear. Long story short, one of the guys who stormed the beach didn't have paintballs in his paintball marker. He had marbles, and the PSI on his paintball marker was turned up to above 300 psi. At 300 psi, a paintball itself, if it hit you in the collarbone or the hand, would break bones. A marble is effectively at above 300 psi, turns it into a lethal weapon, or lethal-ish, an ineffective lethal weapon. But anyways, so he got charged in with attempted murder, assault, all sorts of different things. Yeah.
So he chose to put marbles in there?
He did it maliciously.
Wow.
Yeah. So, the when you play a game of paintball, they have you go to a meter and they have you shoot through it to see.
Yeah.
And that's why, because if you have anything above 300 psi, if you shoot somebody in the hand, you're breaking a bone.
So he must have turned it down for that or something, I'm assuming, because they would have caught it at the meter.
Right. I don't, or there's so many people there, I can't imagine that they checked everybody.
They meted everyone. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that would be fun. Like just going to play paintball at a field like that again. That would be hilarious. Epic.
Even like an airsoft gun. I've gotten hit in the finger with one of the airsoft pellets, and that hurt for a while.
Yeah, but those.
So I can't imagine a marble.
Yeah, that's not gonna injure you like a marble will.
No, yeah.
But yeah, same concept with BJJ. Like if you have no self-control and you crank submissions, like with that video that that TikTok video we saw last week, you're gonna hurt people,
Yeah.
And there's been a couple times where I think I've, years ago, there's like one or two times where I think somebody cranked a submission too hard and potentially did injure their training partner. And even though we signed waivers and stuff, I kind of feel like if there's something like super malicious, like that's super deliberate, maybe there should be a clause in there that you could, your immunity, your waiver doesn't apply.
Yeah, I mean, I think if somebody is seen cranking submissions and they've been warned, first time could be a mistake, second time, third time it's not a mistake, they should get kicked out. It's that simple.
And that's why I said to that video, from that TikTok video, I would have kicked him out of the gym.
Yeah.
For what he did to that guy. But whatever. On that note, Frankie, tomorrow, you're going to be going up against a lot of white belts, and you don't necessarily know who's on their first competition. Watch out for like the really jittery guys, because if they try a submission on you, their control is going to be sapped because of their adrenaline. So they might crank it too hard. It might be a little bit sloppy with it, but you just got to feel it out.
Here's a question.
Sure.
Can I mean mug people?
Yeah, I did.
Oh yeah,
yeah, I did it all the time.
It's part
I want to do that. I'm gonna have like an intimidation face or something like that.
Just don't kick them in the.
I'm supposed to get my hair braided tonight, tomorrow morning or tonight, so hopefully I look more evil than I.
just don't do a mohawk. Like,
No,
don't do that.
no, I'm getting the braided shit. So
Yeah, if you get the chance, also to, I don't know when your match is, but if you get the chance to watch your other competitors to get get an idea for their game plan.
I'm just gonna scream. I'm just gonna scream when I walk in. Like someone look mad.
Mhm.
You should, like the Pacific Islanders, you should do like a
A
haka.
haka.
I would love to do a haka. After the Mongolian guys knew how to do the haka.
They're probably
Oh,
gonna. They're probably gonna.
you might be able to pass for like Pacific Islander. So
Yeah, I get that a lot.
I used to get that until I started going bald.
I got at work. I got called the Aquaman,
Oh
and then
Lord.
one of my coworkers quickly turned it around. He goes, "Yeah, the fat one." I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess you could look like Jason Momoa.
No, don't hold on. Calm down. That dude turns me on. No, okay.
Oh God damn it, Frankie. Anyways, all right, gents. Frankie needs to go to bed for
Yes.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
final thoughts, Frankie.
Kick ass, keep training, and love each other. I guess that's all I got.
Wole.
Yeah, good luck tomorrow, man. Yeah,
Thanks.
you're gonna do a good job. Either way, you win or you learn, like we were talking about before.
Yeah,
And
but whenever hopefully when they record me, I look like a badass. So.
yeah.
Make sure
how the meme goes, like, this is what my parents think I do. This is what I really do. It'll be kind of like that. But yeah, I'm not worried about you. You're a professional fighter, so
yeah, I think you'll do
a good
fine.
job.
Yeah, I think you'll do fine.
Yeah.
All right.
And
Anyways,
like I was saying, we're gonna critique you next week, and we're gonna
Oh,
talk shit about
I'm
you.
ready for that.
yeah,
Like, you call that an armbar? Come on, man.
yeah. Make sure your
If
daughter
I can
records it.
pull off an armbar.
Mm,
Just make sure your daughter records it.
Oh, she will.
Yeah.
yeah. Hey, happy birthday to her.
Yeah. Happy
Yeah.
birthday to her.
I'll tell her you guys said happy birthday.
All right, I need to get off of here because I'm gonna go lift and cry that I can't train this week. So I'll talk to y'all later. Talk to y'all next week.
All right, see ya.
See you later.